Hi, friends of the human race. Welcome to today's, what is this called? You Wake Up with Saurabh and his friends. Though, I mean, it's debatable if everybody's my friend, but some people are my friends. I have friends in high places. Sorry for the delay in starting today's show. I have two children in the house, and one of them spilled paint all over the walls. So I had to clean the paint up, and then I had to change the position that I was working in. A very long story. You don't need to get into that. Basically, I suffer a lot for my art, because this is art. What we do is art. This is an artistic endeavor. I think if you compare it to Van Gogh and you compare it to MF Hussain, those are the only two artists I know. Anyway, hi to Athar Vrane, hi to Ayush Patil, hi to Mona Lisa Chaudhary. Mona Lisa Chaudhary, wow, great name. Hi to everybody. Just to tell you what's happening today, we were supposed to have an episode of Khan Masti with Jose Cavaco, Cyril Diabrio, Suresh Menon. Okay, now Jose Cavaco claimed that he has paid work, so you can't really argue with that because he has paid work. So you can't, I mean, like paisa mil raha hai, iske liye kisi ko paisa nahi mil raha. So you're like fine. Then Cyril Diabrio says that he has some family thing, so he's also out. You can't argue with family thing. When somebody says, "Hey, family thing," that could be many things. Like my mother got hit by a meteor. There's many things you can come up with. So you just can't argue with that. So Cyril is also not here. Then we had Suresh Menon, who said he's going to be here, but he's going to join us late. So technically, this whole plan of doing Khan Masti is a complete and absolute and utter fail. And instead of that, we have better people than Jose Cavaco and whatever Cyril Diablo. We have, I'll introduce them shortly. I'll also tell you what's happening this whole week and also what happens in this life. This life is just comedians and other people just chilling and having fun. There is no agenda. It's just absolute nonsense. It's free flowing. So if you're in the comments as usual saying boring, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा, पैसा वापस दो, तुम लोग ने पैसा नहीं दिया. I will also be taking questions from the chats and I will take questions from the super chat as well because super chat will pop up. So if you want to put a question in super chat, please do that and I will take your questions. To tell you what's coming in the next 5-6 days, tomorrow is going to be Gaurav Kapoor, Vikram Sathe and Jatin Sabru talking cricket. Thursday is Daniel Fernandez, Sharul Chana and Jason Leong. Friday we're still confirming. Saturday is Zakir Khan and Atul Khatri. And one more guest we'll figure out. And Sunday is Ramchandra Guha with Biswa and Kumar Varun. So there's a lot of people. And I want to bring on my first two guests. Gentles and ladies, please give up for Mr. Naveen Richard and Mr. Anu Menon. Hi, friends.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning, Saurabh. So cheery you look in that sort of cowboy hat.
Yeah.
That's a gardening hat, isn't it? That's a gardening hat.
It is a gardening hat.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Naveen. Did it hurt your sensibilities that I call it a cowboy hat? Is that how we're starting? Am I starting on the back foot already on this fine Tuesday morning?
Already, Miss Fashionista. Where's your fashion now, man, Mr. Man?
Gardening hats were never fashion, Naveen.
Both of you are better than me. Both of you are better lit than me. Both of you have better camera angles than me.
Yes.
I mean, it's not an achievement, really.
Let's blame it on your son today, okay?
Oh, I'm saying that Naveen is gone. Naveen has left the building.
That was my packer and mover calling. I am moving out of Mumbai, my friends. I bid thee farewell.
Are you really?
Yeah, dude. Yesterday, all my shit got packed. So, this is my formal announcement. My resignation from the Bombay social circle, as it were.
Okay, we got to come back to this because Suresh Menon is here.
Oh, hey, Suresh, what's up? Where is he, dude?
Suresh Menon is going to appear at some stage. Okay, Suresh Menon will be here in a few moments. I admitted him. I think now he's trying to figure out his. I don't like to use the word boomer, but you know what?
It is what it is.
Thanks.
Too much lighting. What is this
the
lighting?
Worst frame.
Suresh.
What filter is this?
This is 1 second. I'll have to.
No, that's just Suresh.
Yeah.
We can't hear you or see you. This is.
Oh, damn, really?
I think I think Suresh is here just to make my frame look decent. I think that's the only reason he's here.
Yeah. Did you choose the wig, Saurabh?
Yeah, what is this wig?
What
We
is
generally
this wig?
can't.
This is much better, I guess.
Suresh, is this your actual video that is there? Like, are you using the first Dell laptop
Retro
ever invented?
Okay, guys, I've had enough of this on Canvasty also. So I hear a lot of this. Sadly, what is happening right now is my camera has let me down because this laptop belongs to my grandfather actually.
Huh.
And it has to be started by cranking it.
Yeah.
And then pushing it a little bit. So it's working now. So let's not go by looks and all. I think I'm looking 1 second. Lighting.
Light അങ്ങനെ
I put a blanket in the window.
ഇത് ശരിയായോ?
Oh, pinne. What a difference. Yeah, night and day that night.
Okay,
you know what? I think you'd have better frame rate if somebody was painting you in every frame. Like if somebody physically sat there.
Damn it! And this is a new Wi-Fi connection that I got. I'm really shocked and surprised. The schools, I do not know, they are pulling in a lot more of Wi-Fi than I'm thinking they actually are. The online schools are happening outside, so I've been told to pipe down my conversations. You all can hear me clearly at least.
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah.
Hello. Thank God. That's
Okay, let's give some background on what has happened. Okay, and Suresh, I think you're pretty familiar with this because you know what? I decided that hey, we are supposed to do a Kanmasti episode, so I decided I'm going to listen to Kanmasti in a few years. So let's listen to a couple of episodes of Kanmasti. Okay, and these are I'm not making this up. Okay, these are 3 episodes I listened to of Kanmasti. Episode 1, you guys talk about how the recording is not happening because it's a problem for half the time. Then you talk about shit jokes for 15 minutes. Episode 2, you guys figure out that the recording is finally happening and that's a great blessing to all of humanity. And then you make piss jokes for 15 minutes. But episode, you guys are struggling with corrections again. And everybody's complaining about how Jose has not recorded the last episode. So again, we're talking about the recording for 15 minutes. And then there's 15 minutes of you talking about semen jokes. So I'm just saying.
The cherry on the top. Yes.
That's Kanmasti. That is Kanmasti. You just described Kanmasti.
Wow. I thought you were actually
like
going to make us
anything
listen to it.
Oh.
I didn't want to crack this one, but I thought, I was good. I mean, I wanted to tell you, Saurabh, we actually, the 3 of us used to work on a submarine.
What? What is that metaphor for?
What?
Semen.
Even I don't understand. Semen.
Sorry, couldn't resist it,
Could have just said ship. It would have been easier. Submarine, I felt, was like putting it in too much of a zone.
No, also phallic symbol also.
Hypocrisy. Oh my God, Naveen, Richard.
No, because, I mean, that's why if you said ship, I would have thought, okay, seaman, but I'm like submarine.
I know. This is very specific, the analogy.
I'm like, Beatles, where are we going here?
I like how Kanmasti is the Beatles of Indian podcasting.
Please don't say that. Please don't say that.
Yeah,
by the way, we've had a couple of comments already. Somebody said that Jose's been replaced by Naveen. Good call. Again, Monish Ahuja is here and he's given $100 to say Saurabh, great panel. Loved Anu's collab with Veer Das on Amazon. Kudos to Naveen for Pushpawali and Suresh sir. To is a legend only, straight away.
That means I'm the oldest in this discussion. That's a problem. Nowadays, I know legend means you're actually gone, you're out of work, you're unemployed, and you're supposedly retired. So, and nepotism doesn't work on you.
You're an evergreen hit.
That's only one
Not
person.
Not with that wig, Naveen.
Oh, sorry. This is Sharia here.
ഇപ്പൊ മലയാളി അമരീഷ് പുരി ആയിപ്പോയില്ല.
അത് നമ്മൾ ഇത് മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിച്ചോളൂ ശരിയാവുമല്ലേ? വേണ്ടല്ലോ.
കഷ്ടം ദരിദ്രം അല്ലേ സൗരഭ്?
I'm trying to avoid saying anything that would be construed as, I mean, it's not racism, but like whatever. What is it? Malayalis are not a race.
Come on.
Discriminatory.
Take a shot.
Dude, Dude, but all three of you are Mallus or what? Like,
Yes.
I think
for
so.
some reason, I had a doubt about Naveen. I don't know why.
Everyone has a doubt about Naveen.
I'm half Mallu, but I'm in Kerala right now, so that makes up.
Arey, yaar, lucky fellow.
Yeah, dude. It is the land. The lucky. If you're lucky to get COVID over here. They'll take care of you. Yeah.
COVID, I think all of us will land up getting COVID anyways. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, so okay, let's take this one by one. How's everybody doing? So when I was coordinating this whole thing, the two people who were awake the earliest and responding to messages at 6:45 and 7:15 was Suresh Menon, who has children, and Naveen Richard, who has no excuse to be up that early. So,
dude, the rain, it woke me up. And
are you a snail?
Yes, my house was flooded. My little snail house. I don't know, man. By the way, I generally wake up at 6:30 in the morning. It's the fresh air or some shit. But today was weird. I woke up at 5:45. I'm proud. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but I thought that was a given norm. I woke up very late for South Indian standards. I woke up at 6:45. Then I got ready. I put the laptop on. I set up everything for my kids, and then I came and started looking at the messages. Then I replied. So I think by Malayali standards, I woke up very late today.
Yeah, The thing is, we wake up, you gotta grind the chutney using a millet stone. That's the first traditional move of the day, actually. So, sort of little known fact.
Anu, what time do you wake up and why? And did you wake up?
I am not an early. I wake up very late. I have trouble sleeping actually. So I sleep really late, and I only wake up early when my son has school. Otherwise, I'm like anything before 8 is early for me.
Oh, yeah. ഇതെല്ലാം ശരിയാവുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളാണ്.
അങ്ങനെ പറയാൻ പാടുണ്ടോ? ഓഹോ.
പൊടിയൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവിടെ പോയി വളക്കി കൊടുത്ത് പുറത്തു വന്ന് ഇരുന്നിട്ട് പരമ്പത്തിലിട്ട് ശരിയാ.
Listen, I watched this video of this radio jockey in Thiruvananthapuram interviewing Shashi Tharoor, and the idea was let him talk in Malayalam for 3 minutes and let's count the number of English words he uses. So literally, there was this meter going 1, 2, 3, go, and he speaks really good Malayalam. So I felt bad. Like even if he said so, like that would be a thing. So yeah, it was damn cute. And it was just a random tidbit. There's no meaning to this story. Continue, Saurabh. Continue.
We got Merlin giving $200 to say laughter is the need of the hour. Keep it up. So that's 200 divided by 4. We get 50.
Is he an uncle or what, dude?
Hey, so we'll make money or what? Is there out of this?
You know what, Suresh? I genuinely hope somebody makes money out of this because yesterday I made a sum total of 1,500 rupees. So after YouTube take home, the amount going to each person is 312 rupees.
Wow.
Dude, I had to write an invoice for 674 rupees. You know, and I was like, can I add GST or should I not? Like, it's a crisis point.
So I think below a certain amount, you don't have to add GST.
I think I hit that point at 674.
Yeah. Look, $300, I can buy 3 to 4 kilos of Nendram Parang, which is a large banana here, rich in potassium. Good for pregnant people, apparently. So it's not that bad. I'm going to take that $300. I'm going to find a pregnant woman and give it to her.
I like the way he said Nendra Param is rich in potassium, unlike all the other bananas that apparently don't have potassium.
No, Nendra Param has got more. It has got more potassium than the other normal bananas.
Yeah. It's large. It's like this big. Sort of.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is a great vlog idea. Like most people's vlog idea is like, hey, I'm in this town and I'm having fun. And Naveen's vlog idea is he buys the banana, whatever it's called, and then it's just this thing of saying, looking for pregnant ladies somewhere. And it's just him walking up to random women and saying, do you need some bananas for nourishment?
I'm just chasing down pregnant women. It's good for you.
Do you think tweeting about this will make us make some more money?
Sorry?
I don't know. There's about 500 people right now. So it's going to be about, I see my prediction is that today, if we make upwards of 10,000 rupees, then I will give everybody after. So, you want to know this thing of this, okay? So anyone who gives money on Super Chat, 30% of that money goes to YouTube, right? I also have managers, so they take 15%. So So eventually.
But 15% of nothing is nothing, no?
Yeah, but I mean, see, let's not get mathematical here. Let's get emotional. Okay.
Yeah.
So eventually, and then you have to, the GST has to be done backwards. So effectively, it's 18% GST as well. So if somebody gives 100 rupees, eventually what we get is like genuinely like 38 rupees. It's very exciting.
Wow. But
Naveen was trying to
we-
show us his room to say that he needs the money.
No, I was adjusting. It's unfortunate that you saw that. All right.
What did you see, Saurabh? I didn't see it. What did you see? What's in the snail
Yeah.
house?
My
It looked like
bedroom.
that's a nice bed.
Oh, that's a very neat house. Yeah.
Some pregnant
Nice.
woman somewhere is like, ooh, I could have a lie in there. Because
Naveen, are you-
Naveen is up at 5:45.
I mean, where are you, by the way? Which city are you in?
I'm not in a city. I am in a. I don't know if you can call. I don't know if Kerala has villages. They have villages, but they're kind of rather nice looking. They're almost like towns, and it's about 2 hours out of Cochin, is how I would say it. And on the way to Muatura, if you can say that. On the way to Torubura and Muatura are two places. This is Cochin, and this is Muatura, and this is Torubura. My place is here. And I don't want to name the town because I like to live mysteriously.
Ah.
Yeah. But tell me,
Very
when did you
good
get
name.
home? When
Sorry?
did you get home? When did you
Tirupati
reach
there.
home? Like you,
I got here like a month and a half, 2 months. I drove down from Bombay. And this is like kind of the height of the lockdown. You have to apply for a pass and all that shit.
okay.
Hey, but the pass is pretty easy, right? You just have to give your details and they're like, yeah, you're not important. Here's your pass. Is that?
No,
is that how it
no,
works?
they were like, he's feeding pregnant women. Here's the pass.
Yeah.
So- hey, by the way, all three of you have it's very strange that this has come about. All three of you are very similar in regards to what you guys do, which is that, like, I mean, Suresh doesn't do stand-up, but you do comedy. And all three of you are very good comedic actors. So I think this has worked out nicely, and we can actually get into the zone of like Suresh. Okay, one of my favorite. I've made this joke to you before, which is that I grew up. I don't know. I'm sure both of you did too. Of watching Suresh Menon and Sajid Khan doing a show together, and for really, really long, yeah, I really thought that, oh my God, Sajid Khan is very funny. And then I saw Sajid Khan alone, and I'm like, I thought he was funny. And then I realized that it wasn't that Sajid Khan was funny, it was just that he was standing next to Suresh. So it appeared that he was funny. So it was actually effect.
Damn, I'm confused now. Just like the lockdown
No,
rules,
it's a
I'm
good
totally
thing. It's a
confused.
compliment. It's a compliment.
One second, let me
Guys.
ഇതൊരു കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും.
Yeah.
സാജിദ് ഖാൻ എന്റെ കൂടെ ഉള്ളപ്പോ സാജിദ് ഖാൻ ഫണ്ണി ആയിരുന്നു.
Yeah.
സാജിദ് ഖാൻ ഞാൻ ഇല്ലാത്തപ്പോ സാജിദ് ഖാൻ ഫണ്ണി അല്ല.
Yeah.
പക്ഷേ ഞാൻ എന്റെ കൂടെ നിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ സാജിദ് ഖാൻ ഫണ്ണിയാണ്. അപ്പൊ എന്താ ഇത്?
A equals B.
Something wrong
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. No, you
A
bring the
square plus
dynamite.
B square equal to C square.
So basically
said
both of us are not funny.
Pythagoras.
Yeah.
See, we were lucky, Sajid Khan and me were very lucky that we were doing comedy at the times when there was no internet, there was no social media, there was no discriminatory views on everything possible. We are very lucky we got over with a lot of things which today's times we would have been trolled every day, and probably it would have been a really bad thing and we would have been out of work and all that stuff. But that time we were free. We could say anything about anyone. We could crack jokes on blind people, colored people. Everything was allowed. So I don't know when this
Oh my God, what a great
all
frame
this
to pause on.
Twitter
Suresh-
and what else?
Suresh got cancelled in the middle of his thing. He's like, why can't we make these jokes about black men? And it's done. Already Twitter has cancelled. But dude,
Yeah,
like Anu and Suresh, I think both of you, like, I remember when I used to write for both of you, and I think both of you loved my scripts that I wrote for you. I mean, unanimously.
Hey, I'll give you. I'll wear one more wig and come and give you a blast from the past in some 5 more minutes. Saurabh, this is just for you. I'll wear one more wig and I'll give you a small flashback, which may not be very happening for you, but I'll do that.
So you know what? I'll give some context to people. So Naveen is obviously famous for Better Life Foundation and stand-up and being Kenny's friend and all those qualifications.
Right.
Anu, of course, Lola Kuti has a special on Amazon. And Naveen left. He's so insulted by that fuck all joke.
Yeah.
And Suresh Menon is many, like how many, some 30, 40 Bollywood films, a lot of TV shows, a lot of acting, and also friends.
Sajid Khan's friend.
Sajid Khan's
Oh
friend.
God. And nowadays, Cyril and Jose's friend.
Are you Sajid Khan's friend still? Is the question.
Yes, we
all
do
want
talk
to-
daily. We do talk almost daily. We have these inane conversations about everything in world, and yeah, we still laugh. And thankfully, those jokes are not ever heard by people outside. So, yeah.
So ye hua
You know, I
khulasa.
did this
Sajid
part
Khan
of
is best friends with Suresh Menon. They talk daily. Please carry this across Scoop Coop and BuzzFeed and create controversy.
One second. I told this on Sajid on his face also. What does best friend mean in an industry? If I was Sajid Khan's best friend, I should have been there in all his films. Technically. Now, this is a frustration and anger inside speaking, and it's okay. So, one day I cornered him and I said, we are supposedly, best friends and all that stuff. How come I've never cast in your movies? He had no answer. So nepotism, groupism, and friendship, these three things don't go hand in hand in the industry. So I don't like it when people call me best friends with Sajid Khan.
I'm just going to Google Sajid Khan and come back. Okay?
Yeah, I knew Naveen had to. Yeah.
I'm happy.
He's Farah Khan's brother.
He'll Google Farah Khan also.
Know what he looks like.
He looks like
Okay,
Farah
I'll
Khan.
tell you something really stupid.
Oh, okay.
I met this guy once. I was doing some event, and this boy who had to tell me, okay, ma'am, now it's time to go on stage and all that, was born in 1999. Okay, and we were having a discussion on cricket and stuff. And he was like, who are some of the most charismatic cricketers? And I said, oh, Viv Richards. And he looked at me and he said, who's Viv Richards? And I was like, Masaba ka pitaji. And he was like, acha, oh, Masaba ka baap. And I was like, shit, that's the world we live in now. Viv Richards is Masaba ka baap. And it's not his fault. He's born in 1999. What was I expecting?
I know. Some kids I spoke to, they didn't know who Will Smith was. And they were like, oh, what's his son's name?
Jaden
They
ka
were like, oh, Jaden's dad. I'm like, you pieces of shit. Come on.
Dude, but do you think that none of us are really that famous where anybody, like when our kids grow up and they'll be like, hey, Vikramaditya Pant, and they're like, who's that? And they're like, Saurabh Pant's son. And they're like, who's that? That's like a 2 year of not knowing who the fuck that person is.
Yeah. I feel like my kids, I thought about this the other day, they'll be like, oh, your dad used to be this comedian and this and that. They'll be like, oh, really? And I'm sure they'll find something on the internet, but they'll have to dig a little bit. And I don't want them to have to dig too much. I hope like in the third page of the future Google results that show up. My first goal when I started comedy is when they type Naveen, it was only Naveen Andrews for the first 3 pages. And my goal was to push him down slowly. And over the years, I've managed to succeed.
One pregnant woman at a time. He pushed Naveen Andrews down slowly.
Yeah.
Which one was Naveen Andrews? He was that guy who was there in that one movie.
Lost and Kama Sutra, yeah.
Oh, the guy who looks angry all the time.
I did that Pride and Prejudice remake with Aishwarya Rai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like, didn't he get into some big controversy or some shit at some stage? Like some wasn't he in some I'm googling this on the side.
Okay.
No. Okay. No. Yeah. He just spoke about his. He was addicted to heroin for 2 years. That's his.
That's why he went down the order and Naveen was.
It wasn't me.
So Richard replaced Andrews.
See,
do you sometimes think that it would be way beneficial? No, sorry, Suresh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just saying that in Hollywood they're addicted to substance, and here we are the heroes addicted to heroines. That's what happens. Very bad. I had to say that.
There is some Khan Masti right there, man.
Are you saying the heroines don't have substance?
Substance. All the substances that only Malayali actors have substance. That's it, and that too in acting. And the rest of the only color, no substance abuse.
Anyone ever done heroin here? Like, okay, can I see?
Wow,
Suresh?
what a great segue!
Yeah, please go and ask me these hard-hitting questions. I'm prepared to face any eventualities.
Dude, the first time I ever saw, I've said this story before. I was working, actually, Anu will know who, we were working with somebody, and we went to their house for one of these house parties afterwards. And somebody took out the wallet and they took out the white powder and shit. And we were standing in somebody's kitchen in a 1 BHK in fucking JVPD, some bullshit. And they're like, hey man, you want to do some cocaine? I'm like, no, not right now. And then the person goes to whatever the place where the gas is put, takes out a patila, like a steel patila, puts the cocaine on them and starts dividing it with a fucking baler or some shit. Snorts it, some of it flies out, and I'm like, this is the most uncool fucking way of anyone I've seen doing cocaine in a kitchen in JVPD. The first, I was fucking so scandalized when I saw that for the first time, dude. I've never done it though.
Yeah, not on a steel plate, man. At least find a ceramic plate in the kitchen, you know. Have some class.
Oh, I've been an alcoholic all my life, so never got time for substance abuse.
I like how there's a stony silence after that. No one saying anything.
We're wondering how much to admit.
What is an alcoholic all your life? Like, so how much do you drink? Like in a day? I mean, it is a big problem to have these kind of addictions, and I don't think we should.
Don't ask a self-respecting Malayali man this, huh?
Yeah, so
I don't think we should indulge in such things.
Yeah, what is that? Cheers. So no. See, I could outdrink people earlier, but now I completely stopped alcohol. I'm not having it as much as I used to before. But I could drink. I really could drink. Like, yeah, that's it. But I don't think that's anything to be proud of, because I'm very lucky that just before everything went southwards, I got myself in time and said, no, this is not the way that I want to go, if at all I'm going. I don't want to die with liver cirrhosis and all this stuff. You know, Suresh Menon used to be very funny, and now he's dying. People won't even take me seriously that time. You know, the other day I was contemplating a lot of things. I looked at my ceiling fans also. Then I realized that, you know what, A, the ceiling fans is not going to support my weight. B, nobody's even going to talk about a controversy after I'm gone. Nobody's going to accuse anybody of nepotism after I'm gone. So it's pointless. So, you know, I just screw it.
Yeah.
So here I am looking at the ceiling fan daily, having conversations with it, saying that, give me some more air, man. That's it. Other things are fine. Shit, that came out sounds like a neurotic old man speaking right now. Did it?
No,
but that's what we want. Isn't that what we want? Why else are you here if not to be a neurotic old man and tell us gossip about Sajid Khan? That's the main reason. We want controversy. That's what we want.
But Sajid Khan was my past. Sajid Khan was the past. The future is Jose and Cyril. And my present is my school work. I've become very good in 6th standard lessons, by the way. I'm not bad at all. I managed to get 7 out of 8 in history yesterday.
What is the question you didn't get? That's all I want to know is the question you couldn't get.
It's Muhammad of Ghazni and Muhammad of Ghor. Who invaded first? That one I got confused. It was Muhammad of Ghazni who came first. I convinced my son to write Muhammad of Ghor was the first guy who came. He sounded a little bit ancient. So, but I lost out on that. It was Muhammad of Ghazni who first invaded India, and he was never interested in capturing the country as such to rule over it. You know, he just wanted to invade, plunder, and go back. That was his idea. Basically, he was more of a businessman. And then Muhammad Ghor came in.
Unlike the other invaders, you mean, who are not businessmen. The British were not businessmen at all, na, Suresh? They really just like the tea and Darjeeling.
They were like tenants, yeah. Tenants who refused to move out. That's all. They came in as tenants.
But it was not pagdi system, no? That was the problem.
Sabka pagdi utar diya log ne. So that was the problem. That problem is never there many outside. The problem has always been us, in between all of us just fighting, which is still continuing strangely. So Indians are following traditions. I'm very happy about that. But yeah,
I have Ramchandra Guha on Sunday to discuss history, but let's go down this path right now, which is our versions. Okay. Dude, I don't remember. Yeah, but everybody came just to like take stuff and fuck off, and then they were like, "Oh no, we can exploit these people for more." You know what? So you think that if we had figured out gunpowder, or do you think that we had gunpowder, but we just didn't want to use it? I'm very curious. Like,
are you
how
talking
this
about
happened.
Molaga Podi gunpowder? Or are you talking about actual in the gun
Yeah,
gunpowder?
be careful.
Like I don't know anymore.
Gunpowder is probably what made them stay. They were like, there's some good shit, and then they stay, as opposed to the other.
Yeah, but like can you imagine like a 190-year rule just for chai? It's such a weird thing. Like, I can understand it was for Malaga Pudi gunpowder or something.
I like how he muted himself while he was talking. So on the run muting.
I know. What is your favorite? Who's your favorite historical figure? And do you think that it's just because that's the propaganda you've been told? Two-part question.
No, I don't have any favorite. Like, I like history, but I have no great love in my heart for invaders. It's not like thinking, oh, he was cute. I mean, he plundered us, but hey, what swag? At least he did it stylishly, and he gave pregnant women endraparams because that was his thing. Even though his name was Lord Macaulay.
Dude, I never understood a lot of like why history is like, I mean, ancient history, right? Like, I can understand stuff like 200 years back which actually shaped us, and like then terrible vices and stuff like that continue, like the caste system and stuff like that will continue in some shape or form everywhere. But for the most part, like about like trying to learn about what did you say, Muhammad Ali Kanu, whatever fucking
Muhammad of Ghazni.
Ghazni.
Yeah, Muhammad of Ghazni. I mean, like, is that important? Yeah.
I think it's important because, we sit here and we wonder, man, why is everything the way it is? And it's because of how it used to be. And it's all a vicious cycle. So when you see that these things have happened in the past, you kind of learn to relax and be like, oh, okay, well, it's just a cycle. And sometimes, I go to a protest sometimes and then I'm like, man, is there a point to this stuff? Or is this just a wave? And are you fighting against a wave in the ocean, or do you just want to ride it like a surfer? You know what I mean? Just like punching waves in the ocean sometimes, resisting these things, these big movements sometimes. And when you look back and be like, oh, we're just going to be like a sentence in a history textbook if we're lucky. Maybe if you're lucky, it'll be a paragraph. And if you're really lucky, a chapter that some kid in the future is going to like be complaining about, and like a Suresh Menon in the future is going to be like, how there was a Modi came to for something in BJP, and then we're sitting and worrying ourselves about it.
Somewhere Oprah Winfrey's like, wow, how erudite. I'm jealous of the way Naveen Richard has said these things. You get a car, cars for everyone.
Yeah, but you know what? It's so interesting about so I was thinking about S. Srisanth the other day, right? And I'm like, it's so interesting that if you're purely looking from the POV of fame, right, and whatever form of fame it may be, you remember somebody like a S. Srisanth way more. Like, he's way more in the news than like say an Irfan Pathan, primarily because he got into this match fixing thing. So from a historical POV, the legacy that you leave behind, it could be negative or positive. But if your end goal is just popularity or fame, it's so fucking interesting that it's like Suresh could genuinely get more popular if you started like releasing photographs of you doing heroin like outside Jose's door, then your entire career. And that applies to all of us. It's so fucking strange that it's like all of us could, if we commit a crime, or if we indulge in like narcotics, or if we like slap somebody sitting in the front.
But you won't get any brand work, dude. Then what's the point?
For the narcotics, you can. I stand by heroin. Hi, I'm Anu Menon, and I'm a whatever the brand is. Yeah.
I support
paid partnership with.
So this is a good idea. Tell me what, like, okay, if you wanted to get infamous for any reason, tell me what reason you guys would prefer to get infamous for. Like, what is the one where you're like, this is the shit that I want to be infamous for? Or famous.
A Robin Hood type of infamy, where I'm stealing from the rich and giving to the poor kind of thing, kind of mean like that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I shoot a bazooka at, if I say I'm shooting a bazooka at someone who's living, then that's like a threat to kill, I think. So I won't say some big house, that's in South Bombay and all. But imagine I blow that up and then I lead a riot into that house, steal all the iPhones, and I keep one and I distribute the rest. That's it.
So
I feel he's genuinely thought this through.
Yeah.
Somehow.
But
I feel he woke up this morning and said, after the Nendra Param, this is what I'm going to do. This is number 2 on the agenda of Mr. Snail.
yeah.
So, Anu, what's yours? How would you want to get infamous? What is your plan?
Right
What is
now,
your
I
agenda?
would just like to get a cure for COVID, the bubonic plague, and any other disease that will come out of China in the near future. Just so we're guaranteed that we can go out in public and do shows and laugh and be. I feel now, when I go out in when this is all over, I'll just be indiscriminately hugging people. People I never wanted to hug earlier in my life. There is a pre-COVID Anu and a post-COVID Anu. And I feel like post-COVID Anu will be quite a loose woman.
You're a bit of a stiff hugger. Otherwise, you're like, I remember I was doing some sad audition in some sad place, and then I remember I was learning Hindi lines and really struggling and questioning myself, thinking, I don't need to be here. Why did I put myself in this situation? And then Anu showed up and she was auditioning for a nice, fancy movie, I think. And I was like, Anu, Chechi, oh my God. But she'd come all like decked up for the audition. So she was just like, I think I felt her nails in my back a little bit.
As Saurabh, that's how I normally hug him also.
Yeah. But so Anu's
Digging my
infamy
nails
would be
into
as Amma, the Amma 2.0, where you just hug around random people and cure these things. That's you're the guru of hugging. Is that the thing?
Hey, listen, that was Radhe Ma's thing, no? And anyway, I'm Anuradha. So maybe and I like red. Whoa, slam dunk. Okay, I've got it.
Suresh, what's
I'll
yours?
be your first disturb. Mine is very simple actually. I want to be infamous for scamming banks and going out of the country. I want to be Mehul Choksi. Yeah, that's it. Because Mehul Choksi, specifically because he has not even gotten arrested anywhere. And it's not that he's a very difficult person to search for because he's quite, oh shit, you can't say fat anymore.
You can say fat.
Healthy, large.
If it's a guy, you can say fat, I think.
Oh, he's a really fat man. So, there's no chance that he can hide anywhere. So basically, I would like to be him scammed so much of crores out of all the banks. He's somewhere in the Caribbean having a good life and not bothered. I mean, doesn't have to answer anyone and he's fine. Yeah. So I don't know. Because I'm really pissed because I went to my bank the other day and I asked him for a personal loan. He looked at me in the eye and he said, sir, self-employed ko hum personal loan nahi dete. So I told him.
But Sajid Khan ke BFF ke liye?
Who Sajid Khan? Are even. Because more and more people tell me Sajid Khan, I realize that I've just got one small minuscule role in his film and I always felt that every film of his I could have easily been Akshay Kumar. Seriously.
But Suresh, I don't think you realize that for specifically people I don't know if I'm speaking for Anu, Naveen and pretty much everyone listening. I think if you were in a Sajid Khan movie, we'd like you less. I don't think it's I think we'd be like, no. So,
like the movie less or like Suresh less? Which one?
I mean, the movie, dude, I saw, I've forgotten which movie, man. Some movie in Sajid Khan made. I was just amazed by how bad it was. You know what? I'm okay with the movie being bad. I'm more irritated when people steal stuff. Where I'm I'm fine with you failing and being original as opposed to failing and being unoriginal. That's far worse, right? And again, I know that this is
Like which movie did they steal? Give me an example.
Dude, what is that? Wait, I'll tell you. I think was it the first Houseful or whatever? They were gags which were blatantly stolen from old Peter Sellers and all these other people and just blatantly taken. And I'm
may I just tell you my Sajid Khan story once you're through?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Can I just tell you one thing? Sorry, a lot of people are putting super chats, and then we'll have Anu Menon's story on Sajid Khan. Ashit Agarwal has given $40 saying Miss Suresh Menon and Jose talking about Lenduk. Priyadarshini Christopher $200. Thank you so much. Sai Krishna asked Suresh Menon about his friendship with Satish Kaushik. We'll ask that. And thank you so much to Neeraj Krishnan for giving $8, man. Firangi Paisa. Oh. Thank you, Neeraj Krishnan. We're getting close to our figure of 25,000.
Neeraj, can you give some $1 million or something like that.
But why is it 8? Why is it not 10? Like usually it's like 5, 10, 15. Like 8 is a kind of, you're not worth, you're worth more than 5, less than 10. It's like that.
I think it's like 500. No, it won't even be 500.
It's $2 each. $2 each.
Yeah. Anu, what's your Sajid Khan story? Tell us your Sajid Khan story.
So he was coming on. I had to interview him as Lola. And at that time, he was on a weight losing streak. So he cycled from Juhu to Bandra to Mehboob studio. And he was also going through a phase where he was shaving his arms like men did. So, when the hair grows back, it's like a porcupine, right? So everything stands on end and you're always looking excited to see me. So he walks in at that time. I did not get out of character as well. So just before we started rolling, so he was like, come on now, I'm also an actor. Just loosen up. Just tell me now what you're about. You're really turning me on and on. Just before the camera started rolling, he was like, just remember, I'm the funny one. If you fuck me, I'll fuck you 10 times over. Okay, chal, I'm ready.
Oh my goodness.
And then I had to go, Namaskaram viewers, welcome to Lola TV. Today's guest is today. And like through all the breaks and stuff, come on. I'm very hot for you right now. Oh, you're really doing it for me. Oh, you're really turning me on.
Oh my goodness.
And also, you feel bad because as Lola, that wasn't really my aim. I mean, maybe as Anu, it's different. But,
No, but with Anu, I think not with Anu, with Lola. You know what? I personally think that Anu Menon being Anu Menon roasting people is way funnier. But I remember Lola Kutti, there was some great fucking moments because I think celebrities sometimes tended to and this was back when celebrities didn't have much of a sense of humor. Like nowadays, at least there's a far more where it's okay, you know what? You made a joke on me. As long as you're talking about me, I don't give a fuck. Back then, it was like, so. Was there any celebrity who after you made a joke, and this can apply to Suresh as well, that you got done with a joke and they were like the one time I was siding with Sajid Khan was that Ashutosh Gowarkar's controversy, where I'm like, dude, stop taking yourself so fucking seriously, Ashutosh, just calm down. This is just stop being a twat. But did you guys ever have an incident with a celebrity where you made a joke and they were like, how the fuck, whatever?
No, I know. But the lucky thing was that whenever they came on the show, I think also because it's all time and place, right? They were not used to funny interviews because otherwise it was always, अच्छा आपकी film के बारे में कुछ बताइए ना, आपका character के बारे में कुछ बताइए ना, so all that. So I think for them it was a refreshing change to be on a show where they could just be, right? So everyone made an attempt to be funny. Like I'll give them all points. Like they wanted to loosen up, they wanted to be funny. Or they would just say straight up, listen, I'm like Amir Khan was very sweet. He said, listen, I'm really sorry. I'm very boring and I'm not funny. So you're going to have to do all the heavy lifting in this interview.
Sorry, who was this?
Amir Khan. So I thought that was very funny. Also, I think what happens is people around the celebrity are so possessive of them and just like their managers stress you out more than the celebrities do. Like, don't ask them this, don't ask them that. They'll get very upset. Oh, Salman will be upset. He'll throw a tantrum. He'll walk away. Salman was very chill. Don't ask him about Katrina. So when I asked Salman about Katrina, he was like, he was coming on to me, like coming on to Lola, just flirting very sweetly. I was like, listen, Katrina, I'll get very upset and all. He was like, it's okay. I can have 4. So I think that, so for me, that was all. And it's always, and I always say this, it's not so much what you're saying, but also who you're saying it to. Like sometimes celebrities would get very flirty, but because it was to Lola, the viewers thought it was very cute. So if the celebrity was like, listen, Lola, I have a spare room in my house, every time you come over, you can just stay over. Like, things like that. But the viewers would say, ha, so funny. But if the celebrity said that to a hot VJ, like a Priya Trivedi or an Archana Vijaya, it would just be plain creepy, right? But because the TG was Lola, it somehow comes through as adorable. But actually, if you think about it, the line is just as sleazy. It's just that the subject is different. So somehow it becomes more benign. You know what I mean?
I guess it's because they are pretending to play a character like you are. So they're like, I guess we're all just a make-believe land. Maybe not.
Maybe.
Like, would you stay in character when the camera stopped rolling?
I would initially. So that was just like, that used to creep them out even more. because they weren't sure whether this was the real. Like I was told, like Prahlad Kakra got very upset. Like Bichari, she's come from Kerala, she's staying in Matunga with her uncle. Show her around. You're still letting her dress like this and all. You know, hepping her up a bit. Like poor thing and all. Like genuinely felt bad.
Prahlad.
Suresh?
I had my experience was actually I never had I had a lot of confrontations with a lot of people in the industry. I fought back like a typical Mumbai. I fought back. I've given it to a lot of people. I never held myself back. And my language is really, it is still very colorful whenever I want it to be. So I remember this one time I really got taken aback, but then I gave it back. Was when I was at Red FM, Karan Johar had come on Malishka's show. And something happened, and then he laughed. Even Malishka started laughing. So suddenly he stops in the mid link, and he says, "Who's yours? Who's yours?" It's Chai with Charan. So Malishka said, "No, that's Suresh Menon." Oh, Suresh Menon! I hate Suresh Menon. Has he seen himself? Has he seen his face in the mirror? He's made a career out of making fun of other people, of imitating other people. I feel bad for him and all that stuff. And both of them landed up laughing. So when I came for recording, so Jose and me came in that day. So I listened. Karan spoke about you like this today. Is it okay if we put it on air? I heard it. I said, of course, let's put it on air. That he's got fair rights to say whatever he wants about me. So then I told Jose, let's do one thing. Let's play this as a promo. Karan Johar ने सुरेश मेनन के बारे में क्या कहा and play this whole thing, and then इस शनिवार को just before a show सुरेश मेनन का जवाब, so on that show I went on air crying and all this stuff. Karan should have never said this, that has he seen himself in the mirror, because मेरे घर पे आईना नहीं है. Every time I looked at myself in the mirror, it broke. So Jose started, needling me even more. Say, or bolo, don't cry and all that stuff. I don't want, you're feeling very bad. Actually, I want to say something, and he used to cut me by saying, okay, ठीक है, अभी time नहीं गाना सुनते हैं, So then in the end, I gave it a full ending by saying, listen, I don't feel bad about all these things. He's got every right to come and say anything that he wants about me. After all, he's my elder sister. I forgive him. So that's the way I got back. But yeah, he's very vicious. Karan is very vicious. I have given it back to Satish Kaushik, which almost beat him up once. Was so angry with him. Brilliant actor, but such a boorish fellow on the set when he was directing. I think all the actors who worked under him can vouch for this, but they won't say, because if he directs another film, they may not get to act under him again. So they will never say these things. But Satish Kaushik was one of the most outstandingly rude people that I've ever worked with. And I was standing like this, and I told him, I'll punch your face if you say anything more. And I've given it to him. All the bad words that he gave in Punjabi, Dilli, Hindi, I gave it back to him. Apna raste ka Marathi chamaila marus. I gave it back to him. So, I felt bad later on, because I never thought it was in my culture to raise my voice or abuse somebody who's so much older than me. So later on I went and I said, I'm very sorry for what happened, but you shouldn't have pushed me on the set. So I told him that very frankly. So, but whenever I worked with actors, like the only sweet guys whom I worked with, the heroes, strangely Shah Rukh Khan, absolute gentleman. Not that he knew me from Adams, or I came with some sifarish when I worked in his first film, Dil To Pagal Hai, but he was a thorough gentleman. Akshay Kumar is one of us, basically, when he's acting. Ritesh Deshmukh, all these guys are sweet, but there are assholes in the industry. There are a lot of them that you have to keep on fighting a daily battle, especially because I am not your typical hero. I am not your, great comedian from Hindi films. I'm not Johnny Liver, basically. So it became very difficult initially, but then I managed to survive. And thankfully I didn't make any friends in the industry, because if there were a lot of friends in the industry, I know people. But as I told somebody, if I ask them for help, they'll all say, "Ari, tu phone karna, ho jayega." And next day they will never pick up your call. That's what friendship in the industry is all about. So thankfully, having been brought up like a South Indian, I got my one friend who's also my chartered accountant and who also looks up, my mental health and all this stuff. He's the guy who my go-to guy. And I got Jose and Cyril, and I'm very happy. I don't need to be partying with, Amitabh Bachchan's of the world, or Akshay Kumar's of the world, or Shah Rukh Khan's of the world, or Salman Khan. Salman Khan, if you get into friendship with him, then you'll get calls at 11 o'clock. Kidhar hai tu? Main ghar pe hu. ठीक है काम कर गाड़ी लेके फार्म हाउस में आजा. Then I have to go there and start doing all that drama. It doesn't happen in my life. Thank God that I'm a Malayali. thank God I'm a Mumbaikar. So that way, that's the only way to survive this industry. Otherwise, you can actually go for a toss. I have seen people, the ego being put down, being squeezed. You know, when Saif Ali Khan mentioned that day that he was also a victim of nepotism, he was not lying. That boy, when he came into the industry, that man actually, boy, kya mere se butta hai. So he was also, he had to fight for what varies now, you know. People used to make fun of him. There was a conversation once between actors who were saying, Arey, Saif ka film release hua, gaya flop, he's finished, he's finished. That's what people talk about. Even before the film collections are shown. But that film went on to do really well. I think it was a Nikhil Advani film, you know, when it released, and I was shooting somewhere in South Africa that time, the whole big ass multi-starrer unit, and how much joy they were having when they thought the film was not doing very well. I was surprised. I said, how can you do this? This is our industry, and you are saying that you are happy that somebody else's film is not doing well. If your films do well, you've got more money in the industry. More money in the industry means more projects for all of us. How can you diss anybody's film? And that too from coming from a filmy family. So I agree with some of those guys. I agree with Mahesh, but there's no nepotism. There's only groupism, gangsterism, and bullyism. That's it. And Mahesh Bhatt also. I think I can do a great Mahesh Bhatt also now. And if you look.
God bless your Malayali heart, your gentle Malayali heart.
Okay, I gotta ask that.
By the way, Naveen, I just want to say that sifarish means recommendation, in case you got confused.
I don't even know where he said that word. But okay.
Hey, did I say that? It's a very big word for me to say in Hindi. Yeah, my dream role, actually, I also that infamous thing that, you know, I would have loved to be known as a Bollywood fucking serial killer. I would have murdered a lot of these guys brutally. Let me also say that. Brutally.
That could not be what he's infamous for.
Yeah, that's the best thing. And I'm going, and I'm actually, I was telling somebody I want to, but unfortunately, because of Hasmukh, I had to shelve that idea, you know. But guys will still think of doing it. I hate Veer Das for Hasmukh because he didn't cast me. But with the murder of Amitabh Bachchan in the first frame, just for the heck of it.
You know what, Suresh, you blanked out for 5 seconds and then he came back and saying murder of Amitabh Bachchan in the first frame, and everybody's like, what the fuck are we watching?
And Naveen is like, oh, then I can go to their house. Suresh can murder them. I can go to their houses, steal their mobile phones and distribute them. Wow!
Sorry, I gotta say, we're getting a lot of Mallu love. Samira Kananchat has given $200 saying, this is for a couple of Nendra Prasams and Vada Pav for you guys. Thanks for bringing in 3 of my country cousins, Saurabh, feeling the Mallunets. And Rohit Nambiar has given $20 saying, awesome content, Saurabh. Cheers to Mallus in the house. Wow. There's a lot of
Suresh just left on a high. Left on a high. 200 rupees and Suresh is out of here.
Naveen, I got to ask you 2 questions. One is that about Uncle Francis, right? When you think, like I was watching Uncle Francis and I realized that there's a lot of the oeuvre is very like not inspired, but seeing celebrities. I mean, you're already interviewing comedians who are celebrities, but like to take it the next step.
I don't know. Yeah, well, first of all, and then many years later, again, I thought Uncle Francis, but interviewing celebrities. The thing is, I don't know enough about Bollywood at all to pretend to. I mean, I guess it would work out in my favor. I guess I would genuinely not know who they are, and I would get to know them and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess maybe, but I don't know, man. I mean, that show about that Suresh was talking about, where he goes around killing, being a serial killer of Bollywood actors. That's a show I had in my head as well a long time ago. Just because I wouldn't name names or anything like that, but I'm just like, I get so mad at the condescending attitude of some Bollywood movies that it really makes my blood boil. And before I go down the same road as Suresh, I will stop.
No, one second. What do you mean the condescending attitude of the movies? Are you talking what like thematically, or you're talking about the makers? What do you?
No, I mean, I see. The thing is, I mean, like this Houseful and stuff like that, which is where they think they can get away with anything, and they do as well. And it's a vicious cycle. They're like, well, this is what the audience wants, so they make it, and then the audience only consumes that. I'm like, someone at the top has got to make the change for the cycle to be broken, I guess. And
I got to see this because like everybody's going crazy with Suresh dropping truth bombs and disappearing. Like Suresh,
Yeah, I know.
Suresh literally said,
Yeah.
"Fuck Bollywood,
It's a very
fuck serial
dramatic
killer," and then
exit.
he's disappeared. So he's gone completely into thin air.
And
So
Naveen
there's a
is
lot
like,
of
now
people-
how will I steal all the cell phones from the celebrities' houses if like Suresh is evidently not killing Amitabh Bachchan?
By the way, my comments are on fire right now because it's damn good fun. Because some people are basically saying that I'll tell you a couple. Naveen's relatively relatable. Mayank Dev says the best stand-up special in India. Naveen, they're calling your city Coimbatore now. Says Megha Varshini Krishna Swami. Uncle Francis is good, but have you heard Xavier Pandian? Oh yeah, of course I've heard. Xavier Pandian was damn funny. And there's some guy who is a fan of Narendra Modi. That's absolutely fine. Who's apparently triggered everybody in the comments. I don't know what he said. He said something. All I know is context is that Mihir Barucha is saying this Namo guy has to be a genius or a basic bigot, triggering many people with a single comment. I don't know what the comment was. But
you gotta trace it back, man.
That could be another superpower, no? Just trigger people with one comment.
Oh yeah.
Anu, this is for you. This is fun. Namo again 2024 has said, and he's just being a troll for no reason. This is full trigger. This is like absolute trigger. But he's like, women like Anu Menon are destroying our great Hindu Sanskriti and culture. With what context? I don't understand.
Was it the cushions? Like, is this a problem? I don't know.
Yeah, what
He's
did
just-
he say even?
What was the?
He just started basically. They are literally seven
Unless
people.
he thinks that I'm the one who is directed 4 more shots, please. Because I get a lot of hate for that. Because I've destroyed Indian culture with that show, which I have not directed, but I get lumped with.
Yeah, because women drinking is unheard of. I don't think, I think it's part of your culture to not drink at all, even though part of a lot of our traditions involved us consuming a lot of narcotics and stuff like that. Oh my God.
But
the
Saurabh,
truth
I
teller
get a
is
lot
back.
of. Oh, hi,
He's
Suresh.
still alive.
Now he looks like a bookie. Now Suresh
Now
looks
I don't want to see your toppe. Okay, just like put the.
We thought the Bollywood Illuminati got him, dude.
Dude, let's talk about the Bollywood Illuminati. You think like, where do you think the house should be? You think under Mannat there's like a Bollywood Illuminati planning things? And then, contrary to that, you think like Kangana Ranaut is starting her own Illuminati to go against their Illuminati, and there's like, and by the way, listen, I'm like, you know what? Yesterday I speak about this every day nowadays. This is that yesterday I also spoke about Taapsee Pannu versus Kangana Ranaut is another funny thing. With Taapsee Pannu basically tried to side with a few people, saying that everybody's not bad, and Kangana is like, you are licking their boots, and you're not part of the movement I started. I'm like, dude, I want to be identified as a movement from now on, not as a person. I want to be like.
Yeah, but listen, how does Kangana get work? Like, you know what I admire? I genuinely feel she's possibly like a bit unhinged, which is fine. I think it's great. But the point is, like, as a woman in an industry like this, the fact that she's so abrasive and pisses everyone off, how does she get any work? Like, I saw the house she lives in, and I was like, what a pretty house. How are you affording this? She's like bought a house. You know what I mean? Not like a flat house in Bombay. So that for me is a great study. How does she get work? Who is giving her work? She's made an enemy of everyone. So what's going on?
Anu, just to give you context on that Namo again 2024 guy, he basically said he's just being a troll. I think this guy's being a comedic force on the just fucking with people's head. He apparently said Anu should wear full sleeves.
Yeah, now he's being a troll. He's being a troll, dude.
He's just being a troll. He's like Anu should wear full sleeves. I'm in solidarity.
Am I back?
Listen.
Yeah, Suresh,
Yes,
you're back.
you are back.
Everybody's very impressed with all the things that you said, and people were worried about your safety. They thought that you were lying in a ditch, and SUV is hovering over you saying, why was he sleeping? Everybody's concerned. So we hope you're safe.
Of course, I'm always safe.
Also, Suresh, don't do anything to Amitabh Bachchan because he still has to fund Abhishek and everyone else in that household, Shweta and all. So I feel like
I don't know. That was in the movie, not in real life.
But tell me something. Is there expense? Like, why do they do so many ads? Don't they have enough saved up to last them several lifetimes? Is it just because they want to keep themselves occupied, or is their security forces costing that much? Why do they do that many ads?
Why not, Naveen? If you were offered 6 crores to say Dabur Amla Kesh Tel, fine. Why would you not do it?
Yeah, but if I had like
I would do it.
70 crores already and I don't even know how to spend that, wouldn't you just chill or something?
But if no one else in your family is talented, if no one else is working, you have to make enough money for your children, their children, and their children after that, and maintain a house in Juhu. Like, I think
That's
you
true.
need money, dude.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but
I
also
get-
like no matter how rich you get, right? You always over reach yourself, right? Whether it's like starting a company, like dude, Amitabh Bachchan making a comeback after that ABC 51 shit like that is one of the greatest fucking like forget Bollywood. It's one of the greatest business stories out there. Like to go like that's what I feel like. I feel a lot about like the story of, and I don't know how much truth is there in the reality of that. I mean, he says the story where there was a point where he was in debt and all that stuff, and then he went to directors' houses asking for work. And I'm like, dude, that requires a certain level of just suppressing your ego, which I don't know if everybody has, man. So it's a great story. But also, I think everybody has debts. Every single person has debts, whether it's like a company or whether it's like paying employees or whatever it is. By the way, just the quick thing, couple more, dude, people are going crazy in the super chat, man. Mallu's really killing it. Vaishnavi Rajanala has given $10. Thank you so much, Vaishnavi. You're very sweet.
Wow.
Neeraj Krishnan,
Not 8, not 5, 10.
10.
That's a
Ambadi
good
Kutti.
And to counter that, Neeraj Krishnan is back and he's given $10
Nalla
after giving his
Payyan,
previous $8. People are fucking killing it, guys. You know what? If we actually hit 25,000 rupees, this can become profitable for all of us. We can make money, guys.
That's what Saurabh
Jack
is
in the
saying. He's
morning.
going to keep it all. That's all he's going to do.
I
Very
just hope I
mercenary.
can. I just hope I can pay my children's school fees, yeah, which is around much more than 25.
I was thinking of buying some binoculars, so no. Genuinely looking for
I literally, Naveen, I bought binoculars because I live in a building where you can overlook other people's buildings. So I want to see somebody murder someone. So that's so I'm just like waiting. I don't want to see anything sleazy. I just want to see somebody murder someone and then I can be the star witness. Where I'll be like, I saw it on my binoculars.
That's so. Do you actually bought one?
I've got binoculars, but they're children's binoculars. They don't work really well. When I finally Suresh Menon starts doing his serial killing, I can finally capture him trying to kill.
Saurabh, that will be your 5-year-old son watching Suresh through his child binoculars. He'll be the witness in the murder investigation. You fool! It won't be you. मैंने सुरेश अंकल को देखा.
और उसके बाद कुछ नहीं देखा because he's covered everything else with his ample weight. I think I'm happy being male Choksi.
Dude, Suresh, you generally do look like you've committed some kind of scam.
Yeah, seriously, I need to do that. In fact, I want to, the book of scams by Mehul Choksi. That's what I want to read now.
You know, I have to say, when Vijay Mallya was caught out, I was actually really happy. I was like, finally, some South Indian representation. I was so fed up of only North Indians being guilty of scams, dude. Everyone just like, there's a limit. Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi. I was like, come on, Harshad Mehta in the past. Like, come on, you need some South Indian representation also, no?
That's true, man. I like him. He's a classy scamster, dude. He's got taste.
Yeah, but then he's lost out because he's still saying that I want to pay back. Now that's the last thing. See, somewhere down the line, there's no fun.
Is he a man or a moron? I mean, for God's sake. Even when Chandra Kochar was held like guilty of this scam, I was like, finally, women representation. It's what we've been fighting for. Oh, I'm so tired of this image.
Now we're just waiting for transgenders.
One of my favorite videos that I've seen so far. I'm just going to ignore that comment. One of the favorite things that I saw was this Vijay Mallya, okay, and he's been called to the whatever courthouse or whatever the fuck in London, and he just walks in, and his beard has grown with the amount he's like taken, right? Where each time, like first it was a mustache, then it grew to a French beard, then it whatever that thing. So he's walking with Siddharth behind him, and he's just walking, smoking one of the cigarellos, right? And he's strolling, and there are these journalists like, Mr. Mallya, what's it going to be like? Like, good morning, everybody, good morning, everybody, good morning. And then he reaches the steps of the fucking thing and throws the cigarello and stamps it. and everybody's like, dude, that's a fine of 80 pounds in the UK. And people are like, yeah, but like 80 pounds versus $1 billion. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, find me this amount. So I'm so impressed by the swag of like whatever. But what do you guys think about this whole
Saurabh,
Malay
I
case?
was just impressed when you said cigarello. Oh, so hot when you said that.
That is pretty hot.
Naveen, what is, are you like Anu proud of Vijay Mallya's scam because he's from the South?
See, I've been following him. I'm I lose the interest of the audience here, but I'm into his racing culture, and I have a Fiat, and I know that he has a Fiat that was modified, and my dad used to watch him race with a lot of like South Indian racers back in the day. So I'm rooting for that guy, dude. I mean, let him get what he deserves. But if I had to root for a bunch of bad guys, I'd root for him for sure, because Formula One and all of that. Yeah, man, he's a classy guy, man. He's a classy guy. I remember when I was in college, I don't know if he was directly responsible. They used to make this thing called UB Export, which is a beer. There was Kingfisher pint, and there was UB Export. And the UB Export was 35 rupees or 27 rupees for a pint. So that was our birthday. We wouldn't buy cakes, just buy a case of UB Export. And I mean, I'm going to credit that Vijay Mallya as well.
So you like Vijay Mallya because he created a beer called UB Export, which made you...
It was 20, 25, 30 bucks, man. I mean, yeah, I think that's some...
But But I'm a bit bitter that just when I became a gold card member of Kingfisher, it shut down. I was like, God damn it, worked so hard, got this miles and all, and now what's the point? To start from scratch with Jet, even that when Platinum, Jet stopped. I was like, Jesus, I'm tired of this.
Still by the way, the key if you have a Jet Miles card is to use all that money for Amazon vouchers. I got like Amazon vouchers for like 6,000 bucks for all the Jet Miles that you have. You just log in and you get like crazy amount of vouchers, man. That's what I've been doing. 6,000 bucks I've got on just vouchers. Okay, I'm going to take... I have a feeling Suresh is raring to go about Vijay Mallya, so I'm just going to take a couple more. Dude, people are giving lots of money today, man. It's very nice. Which is that Anirudh Singh has given $5.79 just to say, just to put uncomfortable numbers. Just $5.79.
Hey, you can
appreciate it, man. Thank you, Anirudh.
$7,500 will be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, that would really make my skin crawl.
Seriously.
$7,000? Yuck. Please,
and
no,
imagine,
sir.
And just out of anger, somebody just puts in $1 million over there. Damn it.
You know what? If we get $1 million, I promise to give you guys at least $100. You know, at least this is my contribution to you guys.
Man, I'm buying my Nendram palms from the US then. I'm importing that shit.
No, you
Suresh,
export it yourself and then import it.
Okay, yeah.
Do it like the British.
Suresh, do you have any comments on the Vijay Mallya thing? Do you think that the government should just say, you know what, fuck this shit, we're going to take... So I've been following the case like crazy, right? And one of the things that I'm very fascinated by is the golden visa which the UK offers, where you just give $2 million in cash and you put $2 million in a British bank, and you can effectively get a visa that vetoes your passport. So if a country cancels the passport, the visa is still applicable. So a lot of people have applied for the golden visa, like some 3,000 people, and the total amount that the British government has made from the golden visa is about $3 billion or some crazy amount like that. So the golden visa, now they've been debating about the ethicality of it, because a lot of Russian oligarchs, whatever the fucking word is, a lot of them have done the same thing. But with Mallya, he had basically said, I think he owed the government, I don't know the exact amount, but he had said that he's going to give 65% of the amount back. And the Indian banks basically said, no, we want the full amount, which is fucked up, because most bad debts, eventually they're fine with basically creating it's called a haircut. They're okay with doing a haircut and taking whatever money that they're about to give. So I found it very strange that they didn't accept that money from him at a point when we could have just like. So it's become I mean, I'm not pro anyone being a criminal, but it's become so strange where I think he started representing something which they are against as opposed to the money itself now.
Yeah.
I really.
But you think it's because he was so flamboyant? You think, like, I always feel like that's something, no? Because he was brash, he was in your face, he was flamboyant. I don't know. I feel like he's become a poster boy to represent something. And now you forget the finer details of the crime really, because it's like, oh, Vijay Mallya equals bad, evil, bleh, cigarello, bleh.
Cigarello.
Yeah, he's kind of a brand ambassador for the. I don't know, man. I have this theory, man, but I don't want to get into that. Anyway.
Don't start a story and then say,
Dude, it's like
okay.
Tom Hanks got corona before the whole world did. I'm just like, what are you, like the poster boy for corona? You're trying to scare people. You know, what's happening there, Tom Hanks? I kind of like you, man. Anybody else curious? Just me? Okay.
No, I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole, because I didn't want the Illuminati coming after me or anything, but that's just one of my...
Naveen, I got to reassure you that there's only 700 people watching. Any of them being from the Illuminati is out of the question. It's like there's no chance that any of these people...
spell Illuminati.
It's like Illuminati is a propaganda by liberal leftists like Anu Menon.
Give me an L, give me an I, give me a...
But does it exist?
Putting the ill in Illuminati since 1857. Sorry, Suresh, you were saying.
No, I want to know how to join that club, exclusive club of Illuminatis, and what's the theory over there? I'm very curious.
Naveen has some theory about COVID. Naveen, tell us your theory. Naveen Richard with the theory. Naveen, go ahead.
I don't want to go into the COVID theories because people are actually dying from it. But I do know for a fact, I wouldn't say for a fact, I haven't been to the building or anything, but I know there's there's underground shit. And, like all the shit that's going on in the world these days. And we're like, why is everything, something's fishy, right? Why is everything happening in 2020, man? What's all of this about? Isn't it such a catchy year for everything to go wrong? Is it a coincidence? No, it's not, man. It's some deep shit that's going on. And the problem is, I think society only wants to look at the tip of the iceberg. And when they see a little tip, they're like, oh, that's all. And they keep going. But there's like there's a huge thing underneath that tip. And no one wants to see because they're so busy with their lives and they keep going. But, all of this Illuminati and all of this other shit, it goes way down. But it's okay. If you don't have time, then don't look into it because it'll mess you up.
Yes, and that is the plot of the Titanic.
No, I'll tell you. It's a conspiracy theory. I think what Naveen was trying to say, because every century, the leaders of the world, they come together and they decide so much of population have to be culled. It's a theory. Okay, nobody has got facts stating otherwise. But so this is a theory that, the human beings have to be culled so that to control the population and to control the wealth that can be distributed. So that is a theory running across, and maybe this is something which has been done by all the, common decision by all the leaders of the world.
The answer was not good enough. Yeah, it wasn't doing a good enough job. No, like heart cancer, bloody amateur. Yeah, let's replace you with another C disease.
Yeah, they wanted to. Let's see. Actually speaking, nobody has even right now. There's initially everybody pointed fingers at China, saying that it was a chemical warfare, biological warfare, and then suddenly that has been hushed. Nobody's talking about it. So that was very strange for me.
Scientists have gone through the the structure and stuff like that, and found out that there's no way that this could have been chemically created in a lab. So they've actually disproved that. Multiple scientists across the globe, not like just 2-3. It's like multiple scientists who've actually investigated and found out. But again, you never know, man. You never know.
I find it very difficult to think that some guy eating a bat sandwich for breakfast or dinner, because of him we have got COVID worldwide. That's something very batty for me.
I feel like that's believable. Isn't that more believable than the Illuminati giving us corona? Isn't like bat sandwich more believable than Tom Hanks being in the Illuminati?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out your theory. Okay, so your theory is that Tom Hanks is part of the Illuminati and he got COVID to be a mass spreader. I'm trying to figure out what your theory is exactly. I understand that the Illuminati is involved in your theory somehow. I've not figured out how the Illuminati is involved and what the theory is. It the same as what Suresh said?
Is he the brand ambassador? Is that what you're saying? Tom Hanks is the brand ambassador for the Corona Illuminati.
No. I don't know.
By the way, I gotta say, the best. Malluminati is the best. That's whoever said Malluminati, you're a fucking genius. Anshul Joshi, Charlie Shah.
But you can join this movement. This is the new movement against the big movement right now.
Yeah, so we'll all make, the Malayalis will make $50 each.
Suresh, you can totally be the head of the Malluminati, please. And now you don't have to join the Illuminati.
Yeah, so I'll take $75.
Whatever proceeds come from this chat, we're starting this new cult.
Malluminati. Yes, that's it. That's it. The new. I said that damn good. Let's speak to Mohanlal also. Try and convince him to join.
Yeah.
Let's speak to Shailaja teacher. I think I want to speak to her.
I have a funny Mohanlal story. Okay, so I saw Mohanlal. There was a play going on, and I was in school, and Mohanlal's son was in the play, and they clearly instructed right before the play, please no flash photography allowed. So first half of the play, no flash photography. Mohanlal was sleeping. I think it was because it was Shakespeare. Second half of the play, Mohanlal woke up and he took out the biggest DSLR with the biggest flash on it and just happily clicking. And his son is the lead, so he's embarrassed, And as we're leaving the auditorium in this narrow pathway. Okay, Mohanlal's walking in front. My friend Kevin, he comes up and he says, "Machan, check this out." And he goes and he bumps Mohanlal's shoulder like a little bit. And Mohanlal's like, "Sorry." And he's like, "It's okay, it's okay." And he comes and says, I made Mohanlal say sorry to me, dude.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because he's like
a small choice.
He's like Sachin Tendulkar in Malayalam films.
Yeah, but how do you tell Mohanlal in an auditorium, like you announced multiple times that there's no flash photography, and then if Mohanlal starts, you're like, dude, the same thing happened. Not the same thing with Mohanlal watching my show, but that's not what happened. I was doing a show in Bhopal or somewhere it was, and we announced like 4 times that, hey, please, nobody record the show. And this gentleman who is the head of the police of the state, not the city, the state. And about 5 minutes into my act, he started recording my set. And you're like, this is the head of the police of the state. So it's such an awkward conversation to tell him whatever. So then what I did was I got one of my friends to bump into him at the end. And then his phone fell and he said sorry and we deleted his phone. That's what happened. And he came to me and he's like, I'm just making anything up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the end to the story.
Sounded very impressive though.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie trope, by the way. And then just imply Suresh, he will kill that guy at the end.
Yeah.
And Naveen will steal the phone and keep it.
Monisha Manoharan has found a COVID cure in the comments. She said, given $5 to say that Nepotism is the ultimate cure for corona. # Mallu represent.
Can you just say Param, please? When you say Pazam, it really just upsets me a bit.
I knew you were going to tell me
kept
this.
quiet all this time. But I'm starting to just keep saying Kani Moi, Alagi.
Wait, how do you say it? Okay, I want to hear each of you say, what is this? Nendra, what is it? Pazam.
Nendra Param.
It's not Pazam.
Nendra Param.
Nendra Param.
Param.
Basically, you don't pronounce the Z. Yeah.
Oh,
it's R.
Okay, I got to ask you a weird question, which is like, since, you guys are representing, it's obvious in the comments that everybody's really excited about the Mallu stuff. Okay. Everybody, people are giving money because they think this is some Mallu society that we've randomly formed here with me as the watchman. So, okay, what is it? Tell me the cliches about Mallus that irritate you guys, and also something that as an outsider, we don't know about Malayalis. 2-part question.
I think the biggest irritant is people calling us Madrasis.
Is that still a thing, or people still do that, or?
They still do. Yeah, Anna, so that's the biggest. But now, things are changing around.
Yeah, once some guy on a bus in Delhi, he was very sweet to me, and I was asking for directions. He was so sweet, and he removed all traces of my, when people said they'll be racist in Delhi, and then just when I was getting off the bus, so sweetly he asked, "Aap Madrasi hai kya?" I was like, so close.
But in my case, it's worse because I also grew up in Madras. So it was very confounding when I first came to Bombay. She's like, she's Madrasi also, she's Malayali also, like that. But the biggest compliment is always in Delhi, I get, because people will come up to me. And these are like, these fair Punjabis. So I always pass muster because I come under the category of fair. So they come and, view my Aryan visage. And they'll be like, are you really South Indian? And I'll be like, yes, I really am. Acha, but you're so fair and you're actually pretty.
Man.
At least they say that to tell me you're so fair and you're so fat.
But they were going with fact, I thought. Was that not?
No, Suresh has already said we are not allowed to say that. Suresh has already declared this. We are not allowed to say that in this.
I managed to join you all
There's
from
a
my
stereotype
laptop
of
again.
that coconut thing, which actually isn't like racist, but it's
Why
totally
is
true.
Suresh on another device? Okay.
1 second.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, the coconut thing, I really don't mind it. I mean, it's the truth. We do consume a lot of coconut in different ways. So I would say stop getting offended by that shit. It actually makes everything better. So we should embrace it, man.
So your story
My
of the
only
guy
thing
who was
is,
very
don't
nice.
that stupid joke I don't want is that yem yo yet another yo yen. Like if once more someone forwards it to me, like I have not heard it. Like, oh, that the Malayali went to the moon and then started a tea stall there. I feel like now something is 1857 mein mar gaya. So why are we rehashing it? But they say it also to you with such joy. It's cute. Like that's cute because they say it also like you've not heard it. So
the thing is, if you come here and live, if you come and live in Kerala, you will realize that it's truly so peaceful here that none of this shit bothers you. Okay, I'm sitting here in Kerala. So basically, whenever Kerala gets trolled, you see that Kerala people trolling back. They don't get pissed off. They're just like, haha, good, enjoy India. Okay, because it is so peaceful over here that it really doesn't bother them, man.
You know what?
Okay, once I went to the Kerala Literature Festival. Okay, so I only said yes because I got to be on a panel with Shashi Tharoor. I was like, hang it, this is my chance, and I'll go. And it's that beautiful moment because Kerala is very proud of, speaking Malayalam. And it's very important and you to know your culture. But I've realized Shashi Tharoor represents something so brilliant because like women want to be with him and men want to be him. Right. So it's like that great dichotomy. So I was waiting for the cab to come and fetch me. So I sat in the cab. They say, go, Anu Menon, sit in the cab. Then they said, there's another guest that we're waiting for. I was like, okay, we'll wait. And I've been waiting now 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then the guy was like, what happened? He's like, the guest is not coming because he's asked the reception 10 times that he's waiting for Lola Kuti.
Oh. He wanted to talk to you, is it?
So he didn't know, like, I was like, oh Anu Menon. He's like, okay, some random Mallu sitting in the car, I have to drive her also, but I'm actually here to wait for Lola.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
So did you hang with Shashi Tharoor actually eventually or no?
Yeah, 1 hour on, the Papa CJ was there, like on Kebab Mein Haddi. But yeah, he was there. He was Shashi Tharoor and myself. On stage on one panel.
Anu is perhaps only one of the few, I think the only person who can perhaps understand what Shashi Tharoor is saying also. So that's why they called you Anu. So your English is as colorful.
You're lucky
as
the last year I went to the Kerala Literature Festival and the head speaker was Mohanlal, actually, last year. So, and Abhish and I were freaking out because we were like, his audience and our audience Venn diagram feels very separate. But luckily his audience left and our audience came and sat, so it was fine.
Did you just bump into Mohanlal and say, oops, sorry? No.
But was Mohanlal launching a book or was he just there for like the
praise?
Hang?
For the praise, yeah. It was like an inside the actor studio kind of thing where he sits and they play a clip and he talks and yeah.
Yeah, I've done a film with Mohanlal, by the way, so.
No way. Mallu.
Yeah, Mallu. Yeah. And I was the main villain in that film.
Crazy, dude. What's it called?
Brahmaram. Blessy Thomas's film. And one of my best roles, I must say, in my career. I can never deny that. One of the best roles that I ever did. Here, I don't get that many chances, but 2 Malayalam films I did, both the roles of something different than what I normally do. And really, really nice to be, and nowadays what films they're making. I saw that other one film the other day, Kapila it is, huh?
Okay.
What a movie that was.
It's some good stuff. Saurabh, have you watched any Mallu movies, man?
I think I watched something and I've completely forgotten what it was. I think I watched a couple, but I want to start watching more. I've been watching a lot of, I watched Scott, which is the Marathi Hindi film, which is like a recommended viewing for any Indian. But everyone keeps recommending me names and I keep forgetting. But before we come to Mallu movies, we got more super chats. Vishesh Chopra has given 100 rupees to say, please buy some Bitcoin and keep it safe for few years. Love you guys. Thank you, Vishesh. Shri Harsha Tetta has given 2 euros. Wow, 2 euros and all.
That's good enough, yeah.
Yeah, and Parisha Chavan has given $200, and Avinash Thakur has said Kerala people are the coolest. Period. Kannadiga here.
Oh, Parisha.
2 euros is how much it costs to take a leak in Europe, dude. My friend was a tourist there, and he wanted to take a leak or a dump, I don't know, and it cost 2 euros. So he said he'll hold it in. You know. 2 euros is a lot, dude, for a freaking piss.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be like, I'll just shit out my money. Like, you know, like, then you're forcing yourself to take a dump. It's like, no, a piss won't do. For this money, like, hang it. I will be in here longer.
Hey, that's a good travel advice, no? Because just carry adult diapers next time when you go to Europe.
Dude, but you know, one thing I was very surprised when I went to Kochi. I had a fucking coach. One of the comedy venues I'm waiting to open in the country is Hive in Kochi. Beautiful venue. I had a crazy show there. I performed for 2 hours, 40 minutes. The audience was like, we want to go home. I'm like, fuck off, wait. Like, it's one of those things. I was just going on. So I was there in Kochi. I didn't realize the amount of like the sheer amount of raw bananas in everything. And it's the plantain and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but I think this coconut thing has been now being taken over by the raw bananas. Everywhere it was just like, this has raw bananas, that has raw bananas. Is that a thing, or am I just losing my mind?
I have never noticed raw bananas in everything ever.
Yeah.
Might
like
be
it's
used.
not a.
What had bananas in it? Nothing has banana in it other than banana.
But you were
There was some
distributing it to
dessert,
other people. No, Naveen, what would you know now about the bananas?
That's true.
There you go. Okay, I got to ask you guys this, okay, which is that, Naveen, okay, this is coming to you, which is that over the last few days, there's been a chess championship tournament which is being done by Samir Raina. And one of the most legendary things apparently to happen is that Naveen was playing a match against someone, and you apparently missed Anirban, and you were in the final, and you missed the check, or you missed the, what happened?
Yeah, checkmate. Yeah, so first of all, I mean, I'm not just saying this to be like a fox with sour grapes, but I was really not looking forward to the chess match because life has enough decisions in it that stress me out, and I don't want to make like all of that concentrated in 10 minutes. So I say, okay, I'll play the chess match. Unfortunately, I went into the second round because in the first round, Rohan Joshi's internet crashed. So then I went into the second round. Second round, I was playing, and apparently there was one move where like it was my move, and both Samaya and Anirban were like, oh no, they clearly made some wrong move. And I started panicking because I'm like, clearly there's some advantage to me here. But there's a million permutation combinations that could be the right move for me. I don't know. You know, it's not like cricket where you're like, okay, 6 is good. Here in chess, there's queen, bishop, and then there's left, right. There's a million permutation combinations. But of course, only one of those would move a checkmate. And I didn't make that one choice. And then he got his ass saved. But at the end, Anirban won the final tournament. So, you know, because of my little blunder, he won $50,000. So I'm really happy for him. Really happy for him. Really.
1 second. How did he win 50,000? I hang your chest on it. Who's giving this 50,000? Did you win it on behalf of a charity? What's going on? Are people paying obviously more than 2 euros? Saurabh,
Chess.com, which sounds like a fake website, chess.com. They were sponsoring the match, you know, giving 50 grand. And so I'm glad for Anirban. I'm happy for him.
I'm just glad another communist one, like someone from a communist state one. It's very important.
And chess is a very communist sounding game also. So, you know, it sounds like the kind of stuff communists would play.
Kiran Menon
is black and white. There's no red. I don't know.
Kiran Menon has come up with a fun fact that is banana and coconut came to Kerala from Papua New Guinea. Mallus always use imported goods. Wink. Is that a fact or is that something he's just making up?
I think he just wanted to mention Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
He has daddy issues. I don't know.
Abhishek Rao gives $100 and says, I have a feeling that Suresh would randomly say, I am the danger Skylar. What is this a reference?
What? What danger Skylar?
I am the danger Skylar? Oh, basically Breaking Bad. Sorry, Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
But
why not?
you don't look anything like that.
Actually, he looks
Okay,
like the cop from Breaking Bad. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, now all three of you have at some stage had a series of like, I'm just curious about this whole Bollywood thing because I think all three of you are actors and I'm sure you're constantly approached for parts and stuff like that throughout, like Suresh and Anu from the 90s, Naveen recently. Dude, I was supposed to do a Bollywood film.
Oh.
Suresh from the 70s, then Anu in the 80s. Then Suresh started in 1943.
Like this.
Just after freedom, 1947.
Have I ever told you about the time I was supposed to do a Bollywood movie where I was one of the six main leads? No, that's a separate movie. I did a movie called Husna Love and Betrayal, which is a separate movie, but I was supposed to do a movie called Mango with Abbas Tyrewala. And it was, there were 6 leads, which means I was not one of the leads because they can't be 6 leads. And it was Ranvijay Singha and Swara Bhaskar, anti-national, and 3-4 other people. And then I was the 6th lead. And the movie never happened. But it was a very strange experience. Like it was very because they had rehearsals and they had whatever, and then they said that the shoot is going to be 45 days, and then the shoot eventually I got removed from the film prior to shoot because I realized the main actor got free, and the actor was a guy called Chandan Roy Sanyal, and I was like, dude, he's a way better actor than me, man. Why the fuck would you even try and cast me in the first place? I completely agree with this move. The shoot was supposed to be 45 days, apparently went on for 110 days in Goa, and then the movie's not released, and this happened like 4 years back.
I so badly want to direct a film with all comedians in it, kind of like there was a string of films that came out of the US that had SNL cast members and stuff, and that really changed the kind of comedies that America was making. Then with Plane, I think, and Police Academy and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I bet if comedians wrote some stuff like that, we could change the face of comedy in India forever,
Dude, you guys tried that.
I think, sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Dude, did you try that with the what the fuck is that movie? The Quick Gun Murgan movie. That was effectively all the and it was a fun movie. And Anu was playing Quick Gun's wife.
Locket lady. Yeah.
Sorry, Anu, you were saying something, huh?
No, I think also I realized early on, the stage has always been my first love, but also you've got to be capable of playing the game, when it comes to film. And I didn't have it in me to, do the rounds and say, hi, Subhash Gai, mera naam Anu hai. I didn't want. And I think so many times, earlier on, I was told, by a director, oh my God, you're so fat. I will never cast you. I don't let my heroines eat on set. My favorite thing that I've been told was, you're very pretty for a stand-up comedian, just not pretty enough to be an actress. So I still get called for if there's a Mallu nurse in a Netflix show or a Mallu nun or something, they still call me. And I'm like, really? After all these years, I quit Lola in 2011. It's been a long time, dude. So I think also you need to want it badly enough, and you also the kind of movies early on, the kind of movies that you are capable of. And I was doing a short role in My Name is Khan, and I realized in a big Bollywood setup with Shah Rukh and Baman and Abhishek and everyone, and Farah Khan was directing, and she's lovely. But at one point, I didn't even know they were actually rolling, because so little when you are a small cast member who's not part of, I didn't know we were rolling. I was just doing things. At one point, there was a guy with a dummy camera in my face. I thought it was just a dummy camera, but I didn't even know. I was so unaware of things. And then you realize these hierarchies on a set, because the pecking order is so visible, and it's not like they're bad people. It's just the way it is. And I think you've got to get used to that.
Yeah. I auditioned for a Hindi movie that I won't name now because it's very embarrassing. But I went there hoping I'll make.
Hey, now don't do this again with this. You did this with the theory.
No.
He's being very evasive. You're being very evasive. India needs answers right now.
No, please. It was the what is the opposite of creme de la creme? It was that. It was the crap de la crap one, but it was a big movie. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me not be egoistic. Let me not be like full of whatever pride. I'll go and be humble and do this. And the role was for it was set in a South Indian boarding school. It was a Hindi film set in kind of like South Indian boarding school, and I happen to have studied there, so I know what I'm talking. So I go and I do, and the character is a South Indian guy, and I do the lines in Hindi the best I could. And they were like, but can you make your accent a little bit more South Indian? Like, I'm like, I am the exact target you're aiming at. You've hit it on the forehead. If you tell me change my accent, don't you dare. I studied in a South Indian boarding school, so don't. So they don't understand.
You know, I was thrown out of a movie that I wasn't. So I was supposed to be that Vidya Balan movie where she was Silk Smita. What was it called?
Oh, yeah.
Silkul, you know, silky, something like that.
Silk. Yeah.
Whatever it was called, yeah. So it was 10 days to shooting. The contract had come. I'd done like a dress rehearsal, all her Anu's costumes, blah blah blah. Like I was the girl who had discovered Silk Smita or something like that. I really liked her and pushed her and stuff like that. So 10 days to shoot, the contract had come, and I was like, then I called them up and said, listen, you haven't given me the details. It's now 1 week, like to shoot. What time at Film City do I have to come, blah, blah. And the dirty picture, yes, thank you. So then suddenly there's radio silence, and then I call the casting director. The casting director said, oh, I don't know what's going on. And he calls me back and says, oh, I'm sorry, you're not in the film anymore. I was like, but why didn't they just... They said, I'm so sorry, even I don't know the reason. And then later turned out that I was replaced by Anju Mahendru, who's like much older. So apparently, because I look younger than Vidya Balan, I could not be in the film. But no one wants to be the bad guy and say no.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone, you just pass the buck. You just feel like radio silence, she should understand by that. And then I met Nasruddin Shah and I was very excited because I thought I'll get a scene with Nasir and all. He's telling me, but why did you say no to that film? They all said, oh, Anu just walked out in a huff. You should have done it, no?
Oh. Yeah. So this is what they do. This is what they do. This is what happens in the industry. This is such a typical case. It's happened so many times. You really have to have balls of steel.
See how it stopped also at that moment.
Here for
Balls of steel, and then
it's so you missed the last two lines you said.
So
you just stopped at balls of steel at a very weird point, and then it just stopped. Yeah.
So that's right. So you need to. 27 years I've survived only by ignoring these assholes who do this quite often. I'm not joking. There was one director who called me one day, and I was working in my office, and he said, "Tu aake mil sakta hai kya? We are doing this next film that it's famous franchise." Movie which I was a part of, the first two ones which are super hits. Third one, he called me and said, I just want to talk to you. So I'm thinking of going to be offered a role in the third installment, and I'm very happy. I reached there at 9:45, and he gives me a sob story about his earlier film that had not done very well, and he asks me for 1 crore of rupees. I was like fucking taken aback. I am not a newcomer, and this guy very subtle, very subtle. So he doesn't tell me that you need to pay me this money, then only you get a role. But he tells me that you give to me as a loan, and later on I'll give it back to you. But meanwhile, this film is also happening, and that's a great role written for you. So I told him, sir, I've just started my startup and all this. I'm not bang out of cash right now. After some time, I came to know the role is not mine anymore. So this is how it happens. Very subtle hints are given. Even after being entrenched in the industry, this is how they treat people who are not in that group, that friend circle or group circle. You need to go for those parties, and if you're not when they call you for a party and you dare say no, you're out of the industry, bro. You need to be there, need to be seen, need to party, need to lick ass. Others are not there. Very few filmmakers are there, thankfully, who really respect your talent, and I would rather be with them. It doesn't matter. I've been fortunate that whatever I've done it on my own, not having to go through anybody and get a sifarish again. A recommendation letter from somebody to get something. Sifarish for Naveen. Godspeed, kind. And I'm very happy to see the new age guys who are there somewhere down the line. It's all straightforward, transparent, and at your face. And I love it, yeah. Take it or leave it. That's the way it should be.
One of the weird things that's been happening, like ever since this the terrible tragedy of Sushant Singh Rajput, is that because the nepotism thing is come up again. Now there's a lot of people who like dude, Abhinav Kashyap not doing Dabang 2 is one of the biggest fucking fucked up things I've heard of, because I love Dabang, and the fact that he wasn't directing the second movie is just, I'm like, this is, Dabang was a movie where I not as a Salman fan was like, oh shit, I didn't know he could do that. And then to be effectively shifted out for whatever reason, I'm not going to get into it because Arbaz will file a case against me. But that was definitely like a result of a form of nepotism or whatever it is. But random people are now showing up and coming out of the woodwork saying that we've also suffered. Like Selina Jaitley, okay, who I really like. She seems like a very sweet person, all that stuff. But she could not act. Like, let's be honest. And she came out a few days back saying, you know, I'm also my career, and I'm sure her career did suffer. I'm probably being an asshole about it, but I'm sure her career did suffer and she lost. But don't you think that a lot of the times that it's not in any industry, whether it's stand-up or whether it's like whatever else it is, there is a lot more beyond just your talent that actually pushes you. The PR, the fucking partying, all that bullshit is basically what effectively like dude, I remember Naveen, you were there at this meeting, right? Where we were meeting this lady from Netflix who's going to greenlight shows for people over the next 2 years. And it's 42 comedians in a room together, just trying to go like, it's just like literally trying to get a word in edgeways. And it is required. That's what you need to do. But I'm like, I think that charm at parties and that the you know, the networking and the PR and all that kind of stuff is part of the game, and people tend to underestimate the fact that people who do that well probably deserve to be rewarded.
But I think it's for any industry, no? Like we're talking about, like I think Bollywood gets a bad name, or like entertainment as an industry gets a name for nepotism. But you tell, there is groupism in a Citibank, there is groupism in a Hindustan Lever. I'm saying that like people who smoke together in the break are closer. People who, you know, live in a certain area and come to work every day are closer than the others. So-and-so is closer to the boss. I'm saying it is just pan industry. It's just that this is highlighted because you're in the public eye, you're in the media, and people want to see a picture of Ranveer Singh's new outfit over the head of Stan Chart or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's novel.
Basically, humanity sucks. Sorry, Naveen, you're saying?
No, I was saying, any industry, even if you were in coal mining, I'm sure if you schmoozed with the big boss there, you would get a good coal
when you
deal.
Finally got out of the mine.
I guess you're right. It's awkward anywhere, and I'm sure like Pablo Escobar was a smooth talking guy, you know. So.
I like how we've compared. We've reached very quickly from nepotism in Bollywood to Pablo Escobar was a cool guy.
No, it's full circle. You started at heroin and you ended with Pablo Escobar. Said hang cocaine. Heroin is where it's at.
By the way, we've got Bharat Kandoi giving $19.99 for Anu and Suresh for being brave to share the stories with the names. He's very impressed by you giving names. So everybody's really had fun. People
$19.99 sounds like an expensive bucket at buying it at a supermarket.
Just sounds a sale. Yeah. Your new COVID price, $19.99.
Okay, so this is somebody who's obviously trying to fuck me over in some way. So I'm just going to send you this on chat, okay? And you guys tell me whether this is something I should be saying in public. There's somebody who's given $100 for me to say the live stream saying this sentence and get the pronunciation right. Is this anything controversial that she's recommended? Is this anything that she's recommended that is controversial? That would get me into trouble. Or this is something normal?
Kori Malayathe Vazhaparam Tinnu.
Vazhaparam Tinnu, no.
Think chicken.
Malayathe Vazhaparam Tinnu. Kori Malayathe. Kori Malayathe.
A chicken in the rain should eat a banana.
Yeah, literal translation is that.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to end this on that note. But before that, thanks a lot to all three people who came. Thanks a lot, Naveen. Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you, Suresh. You guys are awesome. I really had a lot of fun. I don't think we've, by the way, and this is you know what, guys? I'm digging my own grave by saying this, but I don't think we've got so much money in any of the other previous lives. You guys have,
we have.
God, it wasn't Khan Masti then.
But
with those token Christian boys, that Cyril and Naveen, got the better Naveen.
Thanks to everyone who did whatever. 1999 is still a good amount, so thanks for that, I guess.
Dude, whether you get $40 or $19, whatever, it's all good. I really appreciate everybody giving. I know this is tough times and everybody has issues with finances. So whatever you give, I will try and read out your comment in whatever way. As I said, we're going to be continuing this tomorrow. There is Gaurav Kapoor, Vikram
Gaurav
Sati, and Jatin
Kapoor.
Sap. And Jatin Sapru.
I'll help
Then
you.
on Thursday, there's Daniel Fernandez, Sharul Chana, and Dr. Jason Leong, who's a comedian from Malaysia. Friday, we're just figuring out. Saturday, Zakir Khan and Atul Khatri plus one more person to figure out who. And Sunday is the big one where we have Ramchandra Guha, Biswa Kalyan Rath, Kumar Varun. And as soon as I announced Ramchandra Guha, every comedian has lined up saying, "Can I also come?" So, so there is going to be, I think we're just going to do a round robin where each comedian comes in and asks Mr. Guha whatever historic question that you want to the answer to, which I think a lot of us have.
Why did you get Kumar Varun for that? Because he's so good at quizzing and general knowledge. That's why.
Well, the plan was that this week I was trying to get people who have a relationship with each other. So I was trying to get Karmasti today. I was trying to get SNG boys on Friday. I was trying to get Biswa and KV do a podcast together called something. I was trying to get Naveen, Kenny, and Abish on the same one. So the idea was to do like people who create stuff together to try and figure out how they create stuff together and why, and fuck around with that.
So poor Naveen was part of a Mallu gang even in the other. So basically he's your token Mallu in anything.
Discrimination. I protest.
I'll tell you why it's nice that people are giving money is that I want to continue doing this. The only reason that it's hard for us to continue doing this is I want to pay people who come, even if it's a token amount, to try and come and do this because people are taking their precious time out. So I appreciate anyone giving even 40 rupees, 9 rupees. If you're getting $20, you're a great person, but whatever, it's very nice of you guys. Keep coming and supporting. Do you guys have anything to promote? Anu, Suresh, Naveen, anything that is happening that you would like to promote?
See, obviously Suresh is promoting a sepia tone. So what more can we say at this point?
Okay, I'm promoting that. Please give me some money so I can buy myself a new laptop. Even Canvas will look better. This is how I do, and they keep on making jokes on this. So there's nothing to promote, but I want to promote something that I'm doing. I'm writing a film. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh wow,
that's nice.
That basically means I'm unemployed.
I was writing a film, and then I was like, when is anyone even going to shoot anything? But I would like to promote, I don't know, I put out a song yesterday. So go check out my song on Instagram. It's called Chips and Dip. It's a dance single. Check it out. I'm done.
Listen, one of the funniest things I've ever seen anyone do is Naveen Richard. I don't know if you remember this, but I think you did one where it was like you trying to be a host ka pitch. And it was just shot behind a green screen, and it was the dumbest thing I've seen, and I laughed so much.
Yeah. It's called Success MCs. It's a Success MCs. That's what it's called.
Pushpavali is also so much of fun. Pushpavali is also so much of fun.
By the way, you guys can also promote stuff that's... Sorry, Suresh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, Naveen was so... I mean, that's the character that only he could have carried it off. It was so funny. The way he was being rude to even the kids. I just laughed at the kid off.
When you're a character, you get some balls. You can get away with saying stuff. Yeah.
Oh, damn good. Yeah, good fun that was. Good fun.
So Saurabh, my 7-year-old is a big fan of Naveen. So he watched his stand-up special and it's really funny because otherwise he wouldn't understand references. But Naveen's he was invested, start to finish. And midway, when you realize your own Satan's spawn is sitting next to you, laughing hysterically, looking at someone else. And then even Ayan started to feel guilty beach me. And he was like, I mean, he's my favorite comedian after you, Mama. And now suddenly I am up in Ayan's esteem because Naveen Richard is a friend of mine. But also, I tell you one thing. I was doing some work for ESPN Stasport, okay? And Naveen had called about something. So the phone was on silent and the name flashed Naveen Richard. So one of the producer's assistants was some 21-year-old kid at the time. Suddenly I went up in his esteem because he didn't know Channel V or Low, he didn't know nothing. But he's that generation that is like, oh my God, Naveen Richard, do you know him? And I was like, no, it's just some arbit dude who's just calling me. Must be Andrews. I've saved the number wrong.
Oh,
but it's so cute. You can just see it, suddenly you rise in people's esteem because just by association.
Dude, I show off to my mom because I know you, by the way. I tell her, it's like, Anumer and I, we did some sketches and all together. Like, all right, you made it. Because her reference is Reader's Digest and stuff.
I had it very bad. I had it very bad because when I was in my career, midst of my career, I used to sign autographs like Cyrus Rocha and Sajid Khan. And lot of people have called me Roshan Abbas also. And nowadays people click photographs with me because of Canvas and because I know Jose.
Oh. Yeah.
And if I know Jose, I also know Chloe. So that becomes a bigger thing for me. So people know me like that nowadays.
See, nepotism has already started in the industry with Jose and Chloe.
See?
Exploiting their
I
online
protest.
clout.
Yeah, see, why can't he use me? I can be cuter than Chloe at times.
Chloe's life is like the Truman Show, dude. Because we just watch her grow up. Yeah.
Dude, can I tell you about Jose and me? So our kids both popped out at about the same time. And Jose and me had this long conversation, like a very emotional conversation about how, like, hey, they're very young and we shouldn't like put them out in public. And it's like, it's not nice because currently they don't understand the concept of saying yes and all that shit. And I'm like, yeah, dude. And I was like, fuck, I was convinced. Okay. I'm like, Jose made complete sense because like Anu's kid had grown up by that time. So whatever. So I'm like, I didn't have a reference point. So I was like, yeah, my son is born. I won't put out anything. And the next thing I know, Chloe is a viral sensation and Scoop is covering her. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know.
He fucked me over, dude.
No, I'm filing a case against Jose. It's called child exploitation, for bonded labor. She shouldn't be working. I can see that a lot of paid activities also it does with Chloe.
Okay, so thanks a lot. By the way, I just want to say that I'm very happy that all three of you came because I've always like Suresh, I grew up watching so much of his stuff and finding it hilarious. And Anu, I've always like Anu and me are like, bros, what's up? And Naveen, dude, come on. I mean, Naveen, I've already sent you messages about how much I like your work. So yes. I really like the fact that all of you guys came. Naveen, by the way, just to end this is that Naveen had a bit in relative. I think it's if you guys have anything or even a platform or whatever, the 700 people watching, eventually about 70, 80,000 people will watch this. If you have Anu has a stand-up special on Amazon Prime called Wonder Menon. Wonder Menon.
Yes.
Wonder Menon.
Yes. Watch Wonder Menon if you haven't.
Naveen has Better Life Foundation and Pushpavali and Relatively Relatable, which is damn good fun. Suresh, anything you have out there? Suresh is looking concerned.
Hold your script up.
Nothing. Nothing that I think my movies are out there and people are watching it. They're available on all the platforms. I saw some random films. Even Masti Zade is there in one of the platforms that you can watch and abuse the shit out of me. But there are a lot of movies out there and nothing happening right now. Something happening.
Things will happen, guys. So thanks a lot for everybody who contributed, anybody who made any comments.
Thank you.
Seriously, thank you so much.
And the Modi guy who went out there and trolled everybody very nicely. Really enjoy it. Again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Every day till Sunday, there's a live. Thanks a lot, friends. Thanks a lot for watching. Manav, are you ending this or am I ending this? You let me know.